Hey guys, we've got news for Global for March 10th. This week I had a guest lined up to discuss the news with me, but I decided to reschedule him for a different week because we also just found out some pretty terrible news that Shally from the Brave Exvius team has passed away last night. At the current time, when I'm recording this video, the only information out there is some stuff on social media. People are talking about it, etc. I would imagine that very soon the Brave Exvius team will put out more information, through official channels for everyone to get more information. But and it may already be out there depending on when you're watching this video. But at the current time, most people, or a lot of people, are myself included, are just finding out the news. It's terrible, terrible news. Shally has been like a positive member of the Brave XPS team since the beginning. I've been watching her videos since like before the game even started, back in the Brave Frontier days. And to find out that she has passed away last night is it's just terrible. It is completely terrible. Um, yeah, I don't have much information, for you about this. There's limited information out there at the time of recording this video. Hopefully, by the time you're listening to the video, maybe there's been more information from the Brave XPS team or something. We can find out more. But yeah, we are definitely going to miss Shally. She was amazing, always positive, always enthusiastic about the game, and I just found this out pretty recently, so I don't really know what to say about it. But yeah, hopefully we have more information about that soon. So I'm gonna go and continue with this video. Just briefly go over the news. I'm probably not going to go into as much detail about the game news as I was going to because, I'm not in the greatest mood right now because I really liked Shally, and to find out that she's no longer around is not cool. Not cool. But the new units this week are going to be Leftia and Javi. Leftia is basically the fire version of like Mermaid Frisia or Roka or Lord of the Seas Nicole, daughter of Thunder Secura or Sage of Thunder Secura. She's basically the fire buffer to all those units. She is a super limit burst unit. She does 45% fire amplify with fire imbue, 300% LB buff. So she's very similar to Roka, except she doesn't have the time magic stuff. Javi is like a little bit of a lot of things that doesn't do any of those things very well. He's an 87% breaker. He does have a 135% imperil to a few different elements, dark, fire, and like one or two more. I forget the others exactly. That's mostly all he does. He does support chains. He can do triple stack Mirage on his LB for the party, the whole party. He can do support chaining. He can do dark and earth imbue, I think, or is it dark and fire? He has two imbues. One of them is dark. He's mostly a dark support unit. But just overall, in general, Javi is definitely a low tier unit. Leftia is okay. She's like the fire version of Roka or the fire version of Mermaid Frisia, which is fine. She is fire. The only reason I'm a little less hyped about her is because we have like the option to crown Neovision's Reign. So like he's a better fire support than she is, but she does other things like the LB buff and all that, which Reign doesn't do. The step up is 36k for pity. It is a shared banner. So if you want both of them, it's 72k for the worst case scenario. Their shards are in the shop, so Gumi is going back and forth on shard availability, but they're not on the step up banner. So I guess it's about the same as Edge. Edge has shards on the banner itself. These have shards in the shop, so I guess it's similar. We have had banners in the past where they're both in the shop and on the banner. That is not the case here. But anyway, there's the step up. So Leftia, like I mentioned, she's just like the fire version of Roka. Just, the element swap and some killer swaps, etc. Her STMR is like a kind of whatever chess piece. Her TMR is a fire version of Blue Wave. If you're familiar with Braska's TMR, it's a triple cast bolting strike fire magic chain. Equipable to anyone, so that's, it's literally just Blue Wave but fire. Yep, and then Javi. Keep in mind, Javi and Leftia do get various gear upgrades from the story in Season 4 over time. JP keeps adding more and more gear to Season 4 units. Neither Leftia or Javi get anything really exceptional from the story. Javi eventually gets like a triple cast item, which is kind of like whatever, because he has quadruple cast naturally in his kit anyway, so giving him triple cast is like, eh. I forget what Leftia gets. I think it was like a break immunity item. She can cast a break immunity on the party, which is, again, Global already adds like a bunch of that stuff that anyone can equip, and they're giving it to Leftia only, which is, JP server added that. Javi also gets an item like way down the road where he can cast triple cast Mirage for the party with a cooldown. So it gives you more sources with his LB. Even so, Javi is still not that great. His STMR is a one-handed instrument with attack and magic. It's one-handed, so it's like, whatever. It does give some resistances and some MP reduction, but even so, it's still not that impressive. And then his TMR is the Darkest spell. Yes, we are getting a TMR that is the same thing as something like 3-star Creel from 2015, but now it's a Neovision's TMR. So there you go. Overall, this banner is not great, and I'm, not going to go into all the details of why these units are just not that good. I'll just say they're not that good. The Vision card for Leftia is 10% MP per turn, some mana reduction and some resistances, some HP, defense, and spirit. Like, it's okay for support units. Nothing great. It's whatever for a support unit. It's fine. Javi's card is hot garbage. It's 60 attack and magic and 50 killers. No other passive stats. This card is an embarrassment. So, yeah, if you get Javi and get his card, dumpster fire this. We're also getting Runda for free from Heroic Quest. In the JP server, Runda was given over time to EX3. He started off being only EX1 from the story, and then the next story update a month later enabled his EX2, and then a story update a month later enabled his EX3. We don't know if Global's given us all the way to EX3 right away, or if they're going to spread it out over 3 months like JP did. I guess we'll find out that on Thursday. One thing I will say, if they do it the same way JP does, I know a few people in JP actually stuck Runda in the Shard dungeon to get his EX3 faster. I would recommend you don't do that, assuming the Shard dungeon comes back before Runda's EX3 is available from story, because it's going to come from the story. It might take 2 or 3 months, depending if they do it the same as JP, or we might get it all on Thursday. The news doesn't really specify if we're getting all the way to EX3 on Thursday. But Runda is a physical tank that can, at EX3, can keep up permanent 85% mitigation for the entire party, which is pretty awesome. That's also, for the most part, the only reason you're ever going to use Runda. He's a fine physical tank, and if you don't have a physical tank, he definitely gets the job done. He's very good at it. But the big reason you slot Runda on your party is because he has permanent uptime up 85% general mitigation for the entire party. That does require EX3, because of a 3-turn duration on the SLB, which you can obviously only maintain at EX3. But even so, it's still a partial uptime at EX1 and EX2, which is still very, very strong. So he's like a great free unit, and he's free. You're going to get him. You're going to use him sometimes. So there you go. His STMR is fine. It's actually pretty good. It's a evasion shield at 20% and some targeting, which is actually pretty good now that I think about it, because not everyone has like Commando Lawrence's shield or whatever his name is. His TMR is kind of interesting. It's the provoke ability, and I think it's 75% general mitigation, but it can only be equipped by units with the tank tag, either magic or physical. And most tanks have that, but for like budget runs and stuff that you're using like a 7-star tank that might not have 75% mitigation, it could be useful, I guess. So like Flip Method will love this, whatever. Kind of cool. And then some gear from the quest. Runda's arm is, Runda gets a whole bunch of Runda exclusive equipment. Pretty much every single story update going forward adds a new piece of Runda's equipment that he can equip. So the one we're getting this month is his arm. Activates melee mode. It makes his normal attack hit twice, which is important because his normal attack restores MP for the party, and he is a good option to restore MP on mana drain fights, and there's a few of those coming up. He's really good for like the Belphegor trial coming up later. And it also gives him passive provoke. Tybus's Gauntlet is basically it just gives Tybus an autocast AoE fixed attack at the start of the turn. It's very similar to Tulian's, but his is fire. And then this gives you just a blue ribbon charm. It's basically a ribbon. And then Javi's coat is just like a upgraded sorcerer's coat. Whatever, these two or whatever. But these two items are nice. And here's the Season 4 update, which is what's going to give us, the gear for Javi and all that. Not Javi. Javi too, but Runda. Season 4. I've been enjoying Season 4, so it's coming out again. We're getting Dark Visions. I'm not really gonna rant in this video again, but we're getting some really, really overdue weapons. These are very, very late. They're not upgrading to the final rank. Their global is still holding back the good stuff. So, it's, what more can I say about it? Global's doing global things. And then we're getting, based on the preview we got on the 1st of the month, we're expecting this to be the same as JP's Dark Visions, where Dark Kokuryu is the final boss. On Monday we can do him, so I will have videos for that on Monday. And then the event of the week is the Fort Vorn Sealed Sector Super Foe Rush. That's a mouthful. It's a boss rush, basically. This one is actually, well, it depends. If you have powerful units or if you have Tybus, this is a joke. This is a joke if you have Tybus. Tybus can like one-shot all the waves and you're done. If you don't have Tybus, or if you don't have a really powerful team, actually Carton on Global can probably really, really decimate this. And some other units probably can too, like Esther probably can. I don't know. There's a bunch of units that can really just destroy this. If you have those units, it's super easy. If you don't have the firepower to turn 1 OTK all these waves, it can be pretty tricky. And I struggled a little bit on the JP server because at the time this came out, I didn't have Tybus at the time. I didn't have any good AoE units except for like Sephiroth, and these are Dark Resist. So I used Sephiroth anyway. I got it done. It wasn't easy, but yeah. Then they actually reran this a second time on JP like 4 months later. And at that time, I did have Tybus, and I reran it, and it was a joke. Like, with Tybus is the absolute MVP here. If you have Tybus, like, it's going to be easy. If you have Carton, it's probably going to be really easy as well, because Carton is an AoE turn 1 burster. Basically, if you have strong AoE turn 1 burst, it's fine. If you don't, it's a little hard. You will need, like, a serious team, and I'll have guides for it on Thursday, or if you want to, you can look up my JP guide, where I kind of like struggled it with Sephiroth. Sephiroth got it done with all missions. It was just a little bit tricky, but he got it done. But if I remember correctly, they're like really, really resistant to dark, which is why Sephiroth wasn't a good choice. But he worked. Yeah, so it's a sort of hard fight that we will do on Thursday, and I will have both the face roll, turn one OTK everything with Tyva's video, and I'll also do like a budget run video as well. So that's it for the week, and again, still pretty sad about Shally. It's gonna be rough going forward without having her in the update videos every month. I always look forward to see her in the videos. That will not be the case anymore. Yeah, don't know. So I will see you guys later.